Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome here to the match review of Getafe against Barcelona in association with OneFootball. Now, I know a lot of you guys today actually couldn't watch this game. Some of you, it was on too early. It was a bit of a strange time for a lot of us in the UK. We can't actually watch the game on TV due to some weird ruling. But I tell you what, if you OneFootball app users looked at your phone and thought, who's going to score the winner here for Barca, you would not have guessed Paulinho. But he was the man that did it, and credit where it is due. What a brilliant goal that has given us the win today. 2-1 on the afternoon. The early kickoff that it was a real slog. It was really, really hard work. But in the end, Barca get the points. We're going to be looking at all the highlights and more in this video as Barcelona continue their surge. 4 wins out of 4, but it only just happened. So if we look at coming into the game, Ernesto Valverde didn't make a lot of changes, he didn't really make a lot of rotations. Semedo, though, was the man who didn't play, Sergio Roberto coming in at right back. And that was really the biggest note, because in that first period of the game, we really, really struggled. Getafe right from the off, their fans were behind them. It was a very, very awkward pitch, just like we mentioned in the preview to this game. It was not good playing conditions, there was a lot of bobbles with the ball, which didn't suit our style of play. But Sergio Roberto at right back doesn't quite give us that athleticism that Semedo does. He doesn't quite stretch the pitch like he does because, of course, to be fair to the guy, he's not a natural right back. So that was a bit of a surprise from Ernesto Valverde. Rakitic and Iniesta started in midfield with Busquets, but very, very early on, Valverde made the decision to start Ousmane Dembele, but unfortunately, the Frenchman got injured. 25 minutes gone. There was no real contact. It wasn't an impact injury. It didn't really happen from a challenge. He just sort of pulled up after he was running. He was clutching at his hamstring. It is a hamstring injury. He's going to have further tests to see how bad it was. But he didn't try and play on. That was the good thing. He sat down. He said, you know what, I need to come off. He was clearly very sad about it. It was very difficult to see him going off so early into his Barca career. But we just got to hope that that isn't serious. Deulofeu came on in his place. But like I say, that first 20-odd minutes, 30 minutes, Getafe were all over us. They really were creating chances. They were winning the midfield battles. We were dominating possession. But we weren't doing an awful lot in the final third. Gerard Piqué a few times got exposed. He picked up a yellow card after he was nutmegged, and he did appear to use his arm in a period of play which diverted the ball away from our own net. But in a way, the goal for them was fully much deserved. It was an absolutely stunning strike. About 5 or so minutes before half-time, Gaku it was, picked up the ball. It was headed out on the volley. He brings it down. First time, smashes it into the top right-hand corner. Absolutely no chance for Ter Stegen. It was a wonderful, wonderful goal. There's no doubts about that. Fantastic volley into the top right-hand corner. And that was a sign of things to come, really. Getafe took the game to us. They weren't taking any prisoners. It almost justified Valverde's decision not to rotate many players. But clearly in that first half, we were second best. Right before half-time, though, Lionel Messi had an attempt from his free kick. Fantastic effort from about 25 yards out. Looked to be going in the top corner, but Guaita just tipped it round the post. Fantastic save. Could have been very, very different if Messi had equalised there, and he was very, very close to doing so. But at half-time, it was absolutely clear. Valverde needed to do something. He needed to change something, not only in terms of personnel, which he did right at the start of the half. Got to give credit to Valverde there, because a lot of managers, if they make their decision with their starting lineup, they'll stick with it until about 60 minutes, because they're stubborn. They don't want to look like they've been wrong. They don't want to look like they've made a mistake. But credit to Valverde, straight away, 45 minutes, he brought on Denis Suarez, who I think we all wanted to see before the game. Somebody bright, somebody with a bit of energy, somebody coming into the team who might create something. Denis Suarez comes on for Iniesta. I think a few people felt that that was justified. You know, Iniesta might be getting a bit tired. Rakitic didn't have the best of halves. He could have come on for him as well. Or possibly Semedo could have come on, Roberto into midfield, Rakitic then off, and Semedo back on in his right back role. But that didn't happen. Valverde went with Denis Suarez, and straight away we looked more dangerous. We really, really did. Denis Suarez came on. He was looking for the ball. He was getting the ball. He was trying to make something happen. His dribbling was very, very good. Very early on then, he had a penalty appeal turned away by the referee. That was a debatable call, brought down in the area after a nice bit of footwork. And then came the real game-changing moment. And it was an absolutely stunning goal from Denis Suarez. It might be inside the area, but the technique on this shot was absolutely outstanding. Sergio Roberto's got it out wide. Him and Deulofeu out there were trying to combine. And fair play to Roberto. He persists. He tries tries to win the ball back, and he does get it back. Then he gets his head up, he has a look who's in the area, he picks out Denis Suarez, and I think this is fantastic because it's very, very easy in this position, particularly you just come on, you want to make an impact. He could have rushed his shot, he could have dragged at it, but he didn't. He's got a very, very calm head, he was very, very cool, he took a touch, got it out of his feet, and then drilled it across the goalkeeper into the top left-hand corner with his right foot. A wonderful, wonderful goal, fantastic technique, and that was a real game changer. We got our way back into the game, and then we gave ourselves enough time to get that winning goal. A brilliant moment from Denis Suarez, but it was the winning goal, and from then on in, it was like a bit of 50-50 really, because Getafe were trying everything, and they actually hit the post 10 minutes from time. Paulinho came on with 15 minutes to go, Getafe were going all out attacking, and I think to be fair, that's where the goal came from. Getafe weren't really resting on their laurels. They were trying to go for 3 points, they very nearly got it, but then they conceded down the other end due to the fact they were going forward and trying to get that winning goal. And like I say, the most unlikeliest of heroes. I actually tweeted as Paulinho came on that he might go on and grab the winning goal. I said go out there, prove your 40 million price tag. And credit where it's due, Paulinho did exactly that. It was a moment of brilliance. It was in midfield, and Lionel Messi had the ball. He plays it on to Paulinho, and Paulinho now has a lot of things to do. What he could have done once again was possibly held the ball up. He could have taken the safe option. He could have slowed things down. He didn't do that though. What he did was what we know him for. This is actually something that I think everybody has sort of accepted. He does have some quality, and this is what he can do. He's a box-to-box player. He's very, very powerful, and he takes that ball, drives into the box, brushes off a defender, and then it's a marvellous finish. It really is a fantastic finish from Paulinho. He takes it across the keeper it goes, into the net. Absolutely no chance for the Guaita, who was very good on the day, by the way, the Getafe keeper. But a really nice moment for Paulinho. He comes off the bench, he's got 15 minutes in which to make an impact, and he does exactly that. His goal at the end of the day has given us the 3 points here, and all credit at the end of the day has to go to him. Now I'm going to quickly say, I was not a fan of him when he was brought in. I'm still not 100% behind the transfer. I still don't like the fact that we paid a lot of money for somebody who is ageing. There was La Masia talents there which were overlooked during the transfer. But like I've always said, any player coming to Barcelona, once you put on that Barcelona shirt, I want you to succeed. Doesn't matter who you are. At no point out there was I thinking, I hope Paulinho doesn't score, because I wasn't behind the signing. I want him to do well. I'm so glad that he's got us the goal today. And if he can perform like this, if he can give us these moments, he might well prove to be an interesting signing, a positive signing, possibly, but he has to keep doing this. This is the kind of quality that is justified by a 40 million player. We've got to see that now on a consistent basis, and I think he'll get chances, but I think we've got to see that time in now, time out. But a really, really good cameo for him today. A goal, which is a massive, massive goal in terms of the league. Very, very good in terms of getting out of this game with 3 points. It wasn't a good performance today. I don't think there's any hiding that. It wasn't a good display. We didn't play well for large amounts of the game. But at the end of the day, in these away games, particularly early on in the season, Valverde decided to make a little bit of rotation with Semedo. He's managed to rest him now and get away with it. I think he'll learn from that. But I think mostly today, we've gone into the game, we've tried to play our way. It didn't work out. Getafe came at us. We met them on a good day. And I think today, overall, it wasn't a good performance. It wasn't a good performance. It wasn't a good display. But at the end of the day, thanks to Paulinho's goal, we've got ourselves the 3 points. And that is the most important thing. Right now, we need to get the points on the board. We need to separate ourselves from Real Madrid, and we've put the pressure on them tomorrow. They've got a very difficult game away at Real Sociedad at the Anoeta. We have put the pressure on them to go there and get the points, because we've scrapped, we've fought, we've put in the hard work. We haven't performed well, but we've got the points, and that is by far the main thing from this game. We've got a big game now at the Camp Nou on Tuesday against Eibar. I'm expecting a lot more rotations in that game against Eibar at the Camp Nou. When we're at home, Valverde will be much more used to expanding with his squad and seeing what he can do with the players out there. But today, we went out there with a strong team, and eventually, thanks to Paulinho, we've got the points. Now, I'll have a video coming up very, very shortly, guys, like I did in the last game against Juventus, with my player ratings. I'll be going over each player in a bit more detail. This is just a match review to cover what had happened in the game, the highlights, have a little look over the goals, and a fantastic win at the end of the day, when all all said and done, 3 points are very, very important for us right now to continue our momentum, to continue our confidence, and most importantly, keep us top of the league. So leave your thoughts down below, guys. What was your thoughts on the game? What is your thoughts on Paulinho's winning goal? But what do you think we need to improve on? Looking at that Eibar game, looking towards the future, what can we learn from this game? What do we need to improve on in times to come if we're going to be more consistent in terms of our performance? Please let me know your thoughts down below, guys. I'll see you very, very shortly indeed with that player ratings video. But until then, as always, Visca el Barça!